We are back. Help. 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 Okay. No power right now, so that's good. Okay, so first priority I think is to heal. Do what I can there. So the med kit is way more healing. My health is... You know what? I might need to use the health kit. I might need to use the health kit. He seems like he's doing really badly, you know? I feel like this might be one of those times you're meant to do that. Oh, you poor man. I'm so sorry. I really did a bad job. So, this is a classic, like horror moment, is that, like in most horror games, I feel like I'm, like, majority causing my own problems because of my emotional response to the game, which is, like, a classic thing of, like, so many of these games, including, like, the Resident Evil remakes and so on, like, you could do so much better if you were just unaffected by the stakes, and this is... But would that be as fun? I mean, it wouldn't be as fun for you guys to see me just speedrun the game in a few hours, which you can probably do very quickly. It's like the Subnautica thing, like, half of the appeal of me playing that game is the fact that I'm really not happy being underwater in a place that has leviathans. It stresses me the fuck out. But yeah, I hurt myself with a gas canister, and I hurt myself by jumping into a pile of rats. I thought, to be fair, I thought there'd be more time to react, because they weren't looking at me, so I thought I could just run past them, because, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, if there's just 4 rats on a body in real life, and you run over them, they're either getting trampled or not reacting in time to, like, bite you, probably. Those were some super rats. What we learned is that rats create a damage field in this game, and you can't get past them if there's a bunch of them in a mob. Like they just, that was definitely some like magic damage that was happening automatically in real time without them having to actually like turn and bite me each time, I think. So be worried about that. There are rat auras to be worried about. Let's see, I got a grenade, which I might want. There were various piles of debris around, so I feel like I might want to grab this grenade in order to clear something. We're putting these on the floor. But yeah, rats are powerful. There we go, that's the one that I had left over last episode. I think they should all stay there, and I shouldn't have to be worried about them despawning or anything. Because, I think that the game probably tracks where every item is in the entire game. Not that big of a game. It'd be really fucked up if they despawn, because that would cause, like, irreparable damage. In the Resident Evil games, these kind of things exist because they different storage chests share space. But there's also the fact that in those games, you can't place stuff on... I don't think you can place items on the floor in the first place in those games. So that's like its own issue, basically. Let's see. Let's see. The gas might be helpful against the... oh, that's interesting. The empty bottle does not have a crafting icon on it. I'm not totally sure what the game expects you to do with sticks. But yeah, there's no crafting icon, so you can't combine... Wait, what am I talking about? Well, you can't combine with it anywhere. Not stick. I don't know why I was thinking stick. I thought you could put a cloth in a bottle to make a Molotov cocktail, but there's no gear on the bottle to combine it with. So I think you can just throw them, and that's it. But you fill it with gas and use that to spread the gas, maybe. But if you can't light it, then you might be in trouble. Maybe you have to shoot it? I don't know. Anyway, I might risk some shit. I want to get a look at the map if I can. And I feel like I might be able to get down there with just my normal stuff and not having to use... Oh right, I have a new combo. Let's do that first. listen to it go. I'm not sure when it's like fully charged or what the correct number of times is to pull on it. I don't know. H. Clément. It was a 6363, and I went for 8. I just... Always so much ammo.
8th of July, mid-afternoon. Joubert needs a scout for tonight. Routine patrol. Out to the communication wires and back. It'll be cloudy. Good cover. Easiest patrol possible. Sergeant wants me or Augustin to go. He still suspects one of us might have been with the mutineers. But I won't be going. How can I be so sure? Well, Augustin has agreed to a friendly game of chance to determine which of us it will be. And using an old sleight of hand trick, there's no way I'll lose. No, Augustin doesn't have a chance because I'll ensure he doesn't. Me? A scoundrel? Perhaps. But when he returns and I remind him of the time he pissed in my flask, or the mysterious lice that appeared in my bunk, or the incident with that barmaid, well, I laughed in those cases, and he'll laugh in this one. 8th of July, near midnight. Shelling again somewhere along the line. Them firing at us. I'm sure we will fire at them again soon. I hope Augustin's having a simply marvelous time out there. Can't wait to tell him what I did. 9th of July, time unknown. It must be just before dawn. When the shelling stopped, I woke. The sudden silence always does that. Augustin's bunk is empty. I went looking for him. He wasn't in the mess, nor being seen by Dr. Jasinski, nor lurking out for a final smoke. Dax was on patrol. I asked him. He said Augustin hasn't returned from the scout. He said the words like he was pronouncing Augustin's death. As if scouts don't come running back at all hours. As if it wasn't just a routine patrol. As if all hope was lost. Now the shelling is starting again. We'll try to sleep. 9th of July, morning. It has been hours now and Augustin has not returned. His luck did not hold. And neither has mine. What could I have been thinking? If he is gone forever... But I do not want to write it, for fear writing it will make it real. I will continue to wait in my bunk until dusk. And if there is no sign of him, then I do not know. The priest keeps staring at me, as if he can sense I have some unseen weight on me. I will not give him the satisfaction of a confession. It was nothing, a joke. I thought it was just a joke. I never thought. And therein lies my sin.
It's not what I thought. So it's the fact that he did a bet to not have to go on the patrol, and he cheated at the bet, and now the other person died, and so he has survival guilt over that. It's more specific of a conclusion than I expected, honestly. Yeah, all the other messages were on the 8th. Or the 9th, yeah. So this is all over the course of the 9th, which is when this... which is where this ends, is when he wakes up to the knowledge of the person that he conned being dead, most likely. And this is like in... yeah. I'm in a state of agony. That thought of eating repulses me. And it just keeps getting worse. This might inform why he was so dedicated to dragging that person back that he was with before, because he has like survivor's guilt already. It is funny that I came all the way back here to use the note and to use the locker, and only once it started being voice acted did I remember, like, oh right, it's my locker, it's my code. So the way that we're learning about ourselves via notes implies that we do in fact have amnesia and don't remember our own stuff and what we did, because this wouldn't be revelatory otherwise. But also, like, I should know the code to my own locker if I don't have amnesia. So that's a problem on my end. Whoops. Was there also a photo in there? There's Lambert, Henry and Lambert. So there's me. Looking just dead on into the camera. What's always rough about this stuff too is that everyone always just looks so, oh, that's Lambert's family then. No, that's how we know that Lambert has a family. So that was Lambert's bunk then. I found Lambert's bunk when I was running from the rats. I think it's the one that they're eating stuff next to. I was grabbing stuff in that one bed, and this photo was there. There's people partying, but we don't know who's who. But it centers the fact that there's a grate there, which can be important information. I don't have what I need to open any grates, unfortunately. Right, I'm still here. Whew. Loading time. One at a time. You can't hold it down. Okay. I was not even facing the direction I thought I was. Okay. That checks out. Okay, so we'll head back. I got us some Henri lore. Didn't like that sound behind me. Ta-da! I'm getting frustrated by this particular box, and I want to resolve that. There we go. I'm kind of just worried I'm going to get stuck on it. Can I get this piece of the floor? Are you serious? There's a fucking piece of wood here. I can pull it past here. Stick in the corner here. What? Did I bump into that? I must have. Feels like you can't move stuff in here. I can probably just leave it here, it's probably fine. Because this feels like it's just the end game, and I never have to probably deal with this until then. I just wanted to move it because I kept thinking I was going to try to go that way and run past that, and I was going to run into the fucking box or something. Okay. So unfortunately I can't plan my route. Last time we learned there's a bunch of hallways, a few blocked paths, so I'm going to bring a grenade this time. The first room of that zone has a barred window that has a map behind it. So if I can figure out how to get around that room, maybe I can figure out how to see the map up close, hopefully. That's what I'm hoping, at least. Yeah, I don't know. I want to see the map up close. I have not found the communications room at all, and we learned that there's two separate barrackses. Because I definitely would like when I got to the barracks again, I thought I was where I was before, and then tried to use that information, and then it backfired hard, and there was like different items around. So we learned that there's two different barrackses, and I need to worry about that. is a big enough area that you can probably stealth around the creature if you can tell where you're going. But it's full of rats. And so I think that's the direct response to that idea, is I think they filled it with rats so that the rats can come after you and make it impossible for you to just, like, very slowly and carefully sneak around the guy the whole time. Okay, I'm gonna try doing some stealth. See how well I can do without using any more power for now. We'll check out the prison at some point too. Okay, my first thing is, first of all, I don't even know if the monster can chase you through the loading gate or what. Oh, there it is. Can I zoom in? Not like that. So that's the two barracks, right? I can't see what any of it says. But that's the central hallway. That should be straight ahead. Which means that's what I'm looking at. I think that means you can't get into this room. What's that visual? Another emergency light type thing? So I think they gave you this to blow the door open, which means I don't have to worry about being attacked. But then I can get inside. I need to be ready to run. That's bad. Look, went back down here. Is it coming? Is he stalking that exact window right now? There's like steam, there's like smoke. Is that its breath? Is that what that dust is, or is that always coming from holes? Oh. I cannot tell if it's coming. Is it leaving? This sucks. I can't tell if it's above or below me. Am I forgetting how this door works? You fucker. It was like actively stalking me, a little shit. Is that him? Oh, he's... You alright, buddy? I think he stormed his way through that. I think he might have blown up the barrel that I awkwardly dragged down that ramp. Okay. Well, that was a mess, but I got the door open, and I didn't even have to use my grenade yet. So we used the barrel. It was loud. I can probably go back in now. If they're nice, I imagine the AI resets when you use the lamp, because you've saved, so they might as well just like make them fuck off at that point, because the stakes are gone. Let's see if that barrel's gone. Uh-huh. Okay, so he's strong enough that he will run through a barrel and just blow it up. That sucks, because I could have used that somewhere, potentially. So that, we just lost that. I might have been able to drag that through the now open door or something on that end of the hallway and maybe open something with it, the way I just did. Just destroying things that I need on a basic level. Annoying. Okay, so I don't currently see the smoke coming out of there, so I think the smoke is indicative that he's like camping that particular hole still. Not the smoke, the dust clouds. Submap has been added to the main map. There we go. I can now plan, and now we know where the communication is. Okay. In any of these. These almost never have things in them. Starting to feel rude. Am I okay? It felt like sanity stuff was getting triggered that I should be worried about. What is this? This is everyone's beds. So my bed is the one in the back left as we go forward. Easy to find. Lambert, my friend, was just across. Barber, Bolstron, Tyrell, Chenard, Cazal, Nicolet, Alti, Neuer, Beaufoy, Quint, Leroux, Picard, Marceau, and Goff. None of them, they're mostly bundled together. I wonder if that's like comforting to like have people near each other. Probably helpful, just for comfort. Definitely clumped together. It's upsetting like the last message even told us that like they just would get used to the bombs and sleep through them. And it's when the bombs would stop that they would wake up, because the sudden silence can be as startling as the sudden addition of noise. How well does this game tell me when I have notes I haven't read yet? Because I didn't hit tab immediately. Am I in trouble? Charge security, I remember that one. Shooting the beast, where's our wine? Prisoner in custody. Leroux's report. Yeah. Did I pick up a new note? There we go. This one's white. Sergeant Stéphane Jouvert. It probably. Oh yeah, no, it's over the first E. Okay, whatever. Patrol report, 10th of July, 1916. Odd occurrences last night. Sergeant Lambert, thought dead after his patrol on the 8th, returned to the barracks in fine health. He carried with him Sergeant Clément, severely wounded from the explosion. On the 10th. So we came back on the 10th, and Lambert was with us. So is Lambert his last name? Of the character he was worried that he got killed? Let's see. Augustin. Is it Augustin Lambert? The use of only first and or last names each time throws me. I think his name's Augustin Lambert, and then so we played a game on him. We had history with him. We thought we were conning him so that we wouldn't have to do a patrol, but we thought that was all it was going to be, just routine. But he was expected dead. But then apparently he actually brought me back when we were thought dead. Changing. I got fucked a bit by changing pages here. Lambert, thought dead after patrol on the 8th, returned to the barracks in fine health. He carried with him Clément, severely wounded from an explosion. That's strange, because wasn't Lambert too weak to walk? I'm pretty sure that's the one that we were carrying, and the things are inverted. Explosion makes sense because something took us down, but apparently Lambert got us. Lambert reports the following: that midway through his patrol on the 8th, he fell into a deep crater and was unable to escape. Okay, so the memory of being saved by him and it feels like the memory of being saved by him was earlier on then, and then at a different point we found him in the crater separately. Okay, so yeah. The early barracks part, not the barracks, the trenches level must have been a much earlier part of the game. Then there's a time skip, and then we conned him into going onto a patrol, and Lambert goes in the hole. As a result of that, he probably, there was probably a bombing that opened a crater into the Roman tunnels or something. And then Lambert falls in there. We then, on another patrol or mission, happened to find him there, unless we'd struck out on our own for all I know, out of guilt or something, but we found him and pulled him out, but then we got hit by an explosion while we were dragging him away, I believe. That raises the question, because if Lambert made it back then, and survived, but then all this shit's happening only days later, it makes you wonder if Lambert might have, been infected or affected by something down there in the tunnels, and then by bringing him back, Lambert could be the creature, even. Let's see. He fell into the crater, unable to escape. Clément, his close friend, snuck out after him last night. Okay, so we snuck out on our own and found him completely on our own, okay. Located him in the crater and carried him out. They were spotted, and in ensuing attack, Clément was injured by an explosion. It fell on Lambert to carry him back. Very odd that Lambert was neither injured from the fall nor the explosion, and he ended up saving the man who came to save him. But battlefield luck is an odd thing. In every life, fate's winds blow erratic. Judging by Lambert's description, the crater he fell into seems to have been located very close to the Roman tunnels we unearthed. It may have been a result of work down there. Recommend a future patrol to investigate to make sure we have not opened up a back door into our own bunker. Yeah, no, that's probably what happened. That seems very likely. Let's see. Yeah, they make the note themselves, why would Lambert be the one that could save us? So I think when Lambert was already attacked, or had already been attacked by something, or infected by something, or something came from him being in the Roman tunnels, and we dragged him back, and then he turned into this creature, is what I'm guessing. And so that might be why the timeline happens that way. It's one of those things where it's the information's not necessarily there yet, it's just that there's an economy of storytelling where only so much stuff is introduced to begin with, so they tend to be related, and the timeline is so specific, and Lambert is already exhibiting strange traits, so I feel like that's going to be what happens here, especially since there's already an element of sin that is inherent to horror stuff, which I should point this out because this might get a similar amount of viewership, honestly, but on my video essay channel, Boring Keith, I have a video about the Evil Dead series where I dig into the stuff about the movie Evil Dead Rise. I think its current title is Let's Ruin Evil Dead Rise or something like that. A movie I liked a lot, but it's a way of analyzing a lot of horror media is that it's very frequently about some level of guilt, and sin is very tied to a lot of how the genre works, and so a lot of the hauntings or supernatural elements or horror things tend to be some kind of, they tend to be tied to somebody's guilt or their flaws, or their downs, or their, like, what they've done in the past that haunts them. This is why Silent Hill works so well, because it's like Silent Hill 2 specifically is about a personal hell that's haunting the protagonist and warping around that and the things that he did and so on, and you're trying to unpack what that is. And oftentimes the genre is even about specifically obfuscating what the protagonist has done wrong and revealing it over through the like metaphorical knowledge and so on. But yeah, it sounds like that's given that Lambert is our character's guilt, it's his sin that that happened. It seems logical that that would be the specific thing that would drive the entire narrative, that Lambert turns into this monster because he is like a representative of our sin, of how we screwed him over. What I wonder about is that, like, you would almost expect him to be like a ghost, like, or a hallucination, like somebody that haunts us specifically because of our guilt over what happened, that we might be manifesting it. So the surprise here, in a way, is that the monster is real in the point where, like, not only did it kill that guy right in front of us, so it interacts with other people. It's not like just a personal demon of ours. It's a very real demon, but like people have been documenting its existence for at least a day or something, or maybe longer in these notes. So it's just like, oh god, this thing's actively, definitely here and around. Anyway. Oop, that's where the door went. Okay, so I'm at the clerk's office. There's a little pip to tell me, but I can also have access to it back at the base now. Left and right area, there are barracks. There's a weird line down the entire back wall of the barracks on the right. And if I go straight, okay, going in a straight line takes me to the communications room. Then going right takes me to the dark room and security. I was definitely in the dark room. I recognized the photography equipment stuff. So I've been to the dark room. Right past that was security, which might be needed in order to get me into communications. Just I'm anticipating the fact that, like, it's a lot, like, there's circles there. I have a reason to go to security, presumably. But communications is supposed to be where I get the combination to get into the arsenal. Everything else in the bottom left here might be optional or a source of all sorts of supplies and things. Don't know where the staircase goes. That might connect to the next zone. Like the arsenal, I think, was the next one to the south. Maybe. It's hard to say. Like that. Nope. Fuck me. Oh, you can't run when you're doing this. Tee-hee. Okay. Take your stick, dickhead. Okay. I can already tell I'm probably gonna go agonizingly slowly through this game, aren't I? Even when I'm like preparing myself to like get psyched up and like really like try to get some momentum to this thing. Alright, currently got 7 of these. That's not so bad. I can make more progress with fuel, it's just I don't know how reliably I can explore. But I might need to use more fuel to get any deeper at this point, because I can't fucking see anything in there. And he seems to be kind of a persistent dickhead about camping the main hallway, so I think I've done some good, efficient little bits of busy work here. There we go. Like, that's attached. I imagine the staircase going up is just blocked and exploded or something, because it's very far away from the arsenal as far as I can tell. But I did correctly identify that that's the next one over. Yeah. Okay. Because yeah, I'm basically getting stuck in the clerk's office because just trying to turn on my light makes so much noise that this fucker comes after me. I'll take one grenade with me because I think I already saw things that I'd have to unblock with a grenade that I'm not going to be able to deal with without an explosive of some kind. I'll try to use a barrel if I see one. I don't know if that's going to be an option. Alright, so that's 4 pips. I'll just save real quick because I don't remember if I did already. Ah! Let go slightly too early. Okay. I have a decent supply of gas at least, so I get to feel less bad about how much I have. But this guy's a dick, so he does start showing up in the light anyway. It's funny because you want to move fast, but the faster you go, the more likely you are to get caught. I wonder if the rats were following my blood trail and maybe even follow you less without the blood trail or something. Let's see. So left and right are separate barracks. This one's not open at first. If I loop around, I can try to open it from the other side. And open up the shortcut to that path. Those all rats looking around? Those are all rats. Oh, fuck. Noyer's Journal, Part 1, Alex Noyer. 30th of April, 1916. Finally got some answers from the engineering team. Command believes there are old Roman tunnels adjacent to our position. They're opening them this evening. Command hopes to use them to launch a surprise attack. As if any attack at this point could be termed surprise. This is a war. We are always expecting an attack. Curious to see these tunnels, though. A little dash of antiquity would liven the place up. It'd certainly help keep my mind off the daily grind of the war. 30th of April. The timeline's even set further back. From April to September is their timeline. 9th of May. The officers presented me today with a rather unexpected and strange gift. Aging texts from inside the Roman tunnels. Seems they got word of my interests. I took them, of course, but the truth is the texts are far too fragile, far too valuable to survive life in this horrid place. They require more delicate hands, more learned minds than mine. Still, curiosity reigns. 11th of May. This morning, Ackerman died of his wounds. I'd only known him for a time, but considered him one of my better friends here. I hope heaven welcomes him. To distract myself, I have been going over the texts and have had quite the shock. These texts are not Roman in origin. The language is Latin, or Latinate at least, but what they're writing about has no relation to what I know of Roman culture, from any era. The texts seem to be of a religious, or at least superstitious nature. A phrase is repeated, to cross into darkness beyond. And then, something about sight. To cross into darkness beyond something sight. There was the person that was in the cave who blinked and suddenly was in a different void space. 13th of May. Haven't slept. Need to get this down. The texts are of a religious nature. Whoever these ancient people were, they believed that they had found a means to immortality. And to achieve this goal, they needed to access whatever they thought was some other world, one dominated by darkness and ruled by... I don't know. They use words I can't translate. Ruled by some thing. They claimed that dark other world was full of spirits, monsters, that they had monsters, and that the air there was endlessly alive with cries of torment and the sickly rattle of souls near death. That is what they were using the tunnels for. For them it was a doorway into some pagan hell. The texts are full of wild stories of blood orgies, of sadistic spirits, of the awful things these men and women would do to each other in worship of darkness. They speak at length of some substance that is meant to grant the worthy some kind of immortality in darkness. I'm on patrol tonight. Need to sleep before then. But then, back at this. Okay. I don't think I had any new photos I don't recognize. Cloth if I need it. Okay. 2 more spaces. So planning. I'm in the barracks. I looped around the back end of it. I'm facing towards the beginning of the level again. So I'm trying to see if I can find the back of the door to unblock it. Ow. Shit. Okay, so that's the beginning, right? Okay, that's gonna be a problem for me. Do I need to worry about how much noise the watch makes? Is that a thing? I really need him to go away. Is he out or is he camping that door quietly? I need to figure out the boundaries of this. Can I sneak by quietly? That's definitely where it currently is. Go away. Oh. These little fuckers. Go to the meat. Okay, so he left. This is stressful. Nope, get up. It's open. Johannes Nikolai. Nikolai's unsent letter. To Amanda Nikolai, 5th of May. Dearest, thank you for the package. I'm saving the chocolate for a special occasion, and I'm keeping the photo close to my heart. It's been weeks now since I've been called for any combat action, but a new kind of fear is spreading inside the bunker. Last night I woke with a chill. A strange sound was emanating from deeper in the bunker. A kind of moan, a cry, perhaps a howl. I went to investigate and found myself standing at the entryway to the Roman tunnels. The sound came from inside. I dared not shine a light inside for fear of what I might see. And then a scrambling thudding came racing towards me from the darkness. A shape loomed up out of the shadows. I reached for my sidearm, ready to fire. It was Toussaint. He had been awakened as well. But unlike me, he dared to enter the tunnels. He says he saw something there. As we stood at that maw, listening, the howling, grew distant, receded to where I dare not guess. Perhaps our minds are gone. Or perhaps there is something down there. Toussaint will not tell me what he saw. Please write me again soon. Love to you, Johannes. And that was never sent. The 5th of May? 5th of May, this... okay. They never sent it. I wonder if they never sent it because they died? Or if they just chose not to send it because they felt foolish the next day or something? Because it's a full 2 months before the plot kicks off. Something... it's another confirmation of something being in the tunnels, though. It could be the thing we're dealing with right now. It's unclear if... because I'm kind of making a leap on the idea that it could be Lambert. Whew. Okay. So going by what we saw on the map, we're currently in the barracks on the right when you walk in. I looped around to open the shortcut door which will be helpful for a number of reasons, because, like, it gives me ways of running around if the monster's after me, because you want to have more than one way out of each room. These rooms stress me out because they're full of traps, so somebody must have laid all those traps, and they must have done it because of the monster, right? Because why else would the traps be here back when we were all on the same team and everything? But, yeah, this is the barracks on the top half of the map. That's the side of the map that had all my objectives on it. The bottom half of the map, I don't know what its purpose yet, but it's probably it might be worth exploring. Inevitably, we want lore, but there also might be other stuff throughout. We were also learning to really respect the rats. When there's a pile of them going after a body, unless I can, like, burn them or something, they'll get you. If you get near them, you'll take damage shockingly quickly. This time I didn't even cross them directly. I tried to go around them, and that was I need to increase the radius that I'm afraid of crossing with them, because I'm gonna keep taking damage. But not a mountain of it, I guess. Of Toussaint's journal. Neuer has been telling us of the tunnel texts, describing what these tunnels were used for. But I didn't need him to tell me. I've seen it. I was in there, in the dark. So this is like a week later, after, like, almost 2 weeks after the other message. Did I find these at similar times? I think I might have left one of these unread. I dream of it every night now. Dreams are so real that when I wake, the day itself feels like the dream. I'm at a ritual. It begins with the drinking of a liquid, sweet and thick, like mucus or honey, repulsive and yet intoxicating. As I drink, it warms my body, fills me with a lust for all things carnal, sex, blood, flesh. Around me are others, their faces hidden, their bodies rippling. I know we all serve the same master to the same end, a place in her unending kingdom. Immortality. The things I do in these dreams, a terrible whirl of horrors, bloody and twirled, that make the charnel pit of the war seem like mere play. I wake, horrified, but in the dreams, I am elated. The worst part, at the end of every day, I want to be asleep. I want to go back to that place. I want to feel that way. I want the violence and the ecstasy and the pitch black darkness. There's a corruption. So they're planting a fair number of different leads on what the villain might be or what's going on. Oh, there's a toggle here for date. Ooh. That's interesting. I'm not about to reread them all for the show exactly, but it would be very interesting to basically finish the game and then be like, all right, you can just sit here and read all of the notes in chronological order and get the story playing out across all the different people. It's just this one we don't have, the one about the clerk and the ID tags. That one doesn't have a timeline to it. It's just general advice about how they want to handle things. Okay, so back to exploring this room, I guess. This is gonna be fun. Man. Ugh. Did I have a thought process? Oh yeah. I had a lingering thought that I wanted to address, which is that every now and then I see a bunch of weird little white-ish flares near the floor. For a little bit there, I was avoiding those especially because I thought it might be the monster. The monster looks like it's quadrupedal, and so I thought it had, like, at those its 4 legs maybe moving around, and maybe a rendering error was making it visible at unusual distances, and I wasn't sure what to think of that. But now, the more I see a few instances of that happening, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that is a pack of rodents eating a body whenever you see that. What threw me off in particular is that you could see it through a surprising amount of darkness, but I think they're doing the effect where you have, like, light reflecting off the eyes of the rodents while they're looking around. They have these big, like, round, open eyes. So when we see a bunch of weird little things on the floor moving around in the distance, that seems to, like, that's probably not the patrolling creature. It probably is the rats, which means it's not an immediate threat because it's way off in the distance, and I don't have to worry about. Because I was being extra cagey with that stuff because I thought not cagey, that's not the term, but I was avoiding that stuff especially because I thought that I was being pursued potentially, and it seems like that's not the case. Okay. Leave me alone. That's not good. What is that? Communications key. Oh, that's a big deal. Didn't even know I needed that yet. Okay, so this thing's currently coming towards me. Fuck. Okay, this key is a lock. I'm gonna need to be able to actually blow that door open. This little fucker, leave me alone. How much trouble am I to do this? Okay, don't like that. Go away. Fuck me. I hate this. Oh, right click, left click. Fuck. I keep getting confused by objective items because I expect to just be able to use them. Can I lock it closed? Is that a bad idea? It's probably just gone, right? Yeah. I just want to be able to see you, fucker. The fact that I can never get to see in this game. I'm running out of light, but I barely can see even with the light on. And he's still roaming everywhere. The worse things get, the less I potentially even care about the light. Because it's just so bad at actually giving you protection, and it runs out so quickly. It's a really fickle resource. But I mean, it is keeping him out of the main hallway, which gives me the ability to run down that main hallway to get out of here once things go bad, and that's quickly gonna run out soon. To Farber. I was there when they pulled your friend Noya from the tunnels. He'd been screaming for hours before he was located, tied to the stretcher. He was still trying to scream, but all that came out was a horrible rasp. All the engineers have seen things down there, myself included. We should talk, you and I, about what is to be done. Let me know when. Ozana. He was just stuck down there. He didn't die, but he just kept continually screaming. No new codes. Can I close myself in here? Uh-huh. Why does it sound like an engine in there? Farber dies from Tremblay. Farber was gone. Insanity. Chaos. We were in the mess, and it burst from the shadows right behind Boisterand. But Farber was there, ready, practically threw himself in front of the thing. And he shot it. Hit it dead on. The thing retreated. We thought for sure it was dead. But then, not 10 minutes later, it came back for him. I heard him screaming, being pulled into the wall, praying for salvation. And now, I can hear it moving again. Getting closer. Have to move now, or we'll all suffer his fate. So just as a side note, I'm aware that this is probably a hard series to watch because of the light problem. But you probably also understand that, like, like, I can't. The gas is always running out, and then your actual source of making a temporary light makes noise, which attracts the monster. So, like, when I think I can navigate a room in total darkness and look around, I should do that as much as possible. And that's terrifying for me, but also actively, like, I understand that, like, as a player, I'm pressing WASD and moving the mouse around, so, like, I have an advantage there that the viewers don't, and that makes it frustrating at times to watch, I'm sure, because you guys can't feel the inputs I'm doing, so you don't know how I'm steering the character if you can't see anything. So that's a struggle, and I don't have a solution for that necessarily, because that's just what the game is designed like. You just kind of get to enjoy the tension of hearing stuff walking around, I guess, because, yeah. I'm more of that in all the games that are really dark, because I have the advantage of being able to tell what's happening because I'm controlling the character at least. So even when, well, with whatever tiny glimpses I have. That said, if you're having trouble watching this because you're on a phone or something, I recommend switching to not a phone. Or if you're on a TV, maybe switch to a computer, because there are certain formats that make the game, certain formats like crank the contrast, which often means crushing lighter and darker colors. So it might be more visible on a different medium than the one you're using, and that's just a thing to consider whenever you watch any horror stuff. And that's on YouTube, which crunches that stuff even more. Anyway. Oh, no more inventory slots. But I can always drop something. But I did not... I think I'm in the communication room right now, right? My question there then is, like, how do I get the code transmitted to me? See. There's a hole right there, that's terrifying. Is this little I need power, don't I? Oh, here. Why isn't it working? Oh no. Oh no, the power doesn't reach here? I need to follow this fucker to where the power currently is connected? Oh no. The power's about to fall out in general. Okay. Can I do this? Okay, I got away with it this time. It's in that room. Behind this fucking barrier. Oh, you fucker. They even put a hole there so you can see it and be mad. Okay, I can save the grenade. Oh god. We'll just see if I make it. Did I just take damage from the fucking... Is that damage I already had? I think it's the damage I already had. Is there a fucking rat outside? That's like an emergency light. Oh fuck. Getting closer. Uh-oh. Is that me making too much noise? Go away! Okay, that's no sounds. I have no idea how good of a hiding spot this is because I don't know if he just checks it. This is like, it's literally one hiding spot. Okay, that's a normal bomb. Okay, don't want to block my way through the room. What if blowing that kind of stuff up just blew up a different area too, and then you just have like, you just create a new barrier? Oh god. It didn't explode? Oh god. Uh-huh. Nope. Oh, nope. No, I was pretty trapped. I don't think I was gonna get around him. Motherfucker. I did all that for nothing? Okay, I don't know how far back I am. You can't so they have barriers you can't blow up. That's kind of a dick move. I guess I need to look for like more feeble looking wood to be more sure that I can blow something up. I guess that was meant to be like a collapse and you can't get clear the way. Which doesn't, doesn't not make sense, but let's see. Ah, that was mean. That was a mean thing to do, game. So we're back to before I even used the generator, I believe. I think I have it loaded up right now. Yeah. So I guess I can try to use that time better this time. I guess it's not the end of the world if I don't find the same codex entries again that I have read before. That is an awkward element of this thing, is that you can, if you die, you can lose 10 minutes of progress and then you lose all the fucking lore you got, all the storytelling. But I don't need to find those again necessarily. So I can skip most of the barracks, but I know now that there is a key in the barracks which will open up the communications room, but that place isn't useful to me until I get this fuse opened, and I don't know how far that chain of fuses might go, so that might be the point of half of the stuff down here, is all this space. So if that's the case, we very well might need to... I guess I have a new use for all of the battery power I'm going to have, but I guess given that this area... I wish I could draw on this thing. We now know that there's a blockage right there next to Barracks B. So in order to get past that, I don't know if I reached the door yet, so maybe you can go out the left door of Barracks B to go past that barrier, or maybe to go all the way down to the southern door of Barracks B. We definitely need to go through the through Barracks B to get there. Stop it. I kind of wish that the shelling scrambled the monster. Like he reacted to the noise like in the quiet place and fucked off for a while. That'd be useful. Yeah, my first instinct is actually just to not use power and just go in there without light, but I feel like it does give me an advantage at exploring. The main thing is I need to go back into Barracks A to get the key, because I think I don't have the key again. I can go right in there and get it immediately this time. I hate that on some level I'm worried that I need to not run on this part too, because it might be like building up an aggro meter that makes him come closer to me. I don't have a super strong sense of the intensity of different noises. Hello. I don't think I found that before. Daisy chain switches. Oh look, the objective. That's probably the entire thing I mentioned. The power of this part of the facility is daisy chain. Shut off the power in one section of the chain, the subsequent areas will go off as well. The switches should only be turned off under extraordinary circumstances, like when I say so. Pranks and mischief will be reported directly to Renard, Foreman Stafford. Okay, Jesus. So that's important information. That was right at the beginning of the level next to a light. So, foolish of me to have missed it. It is posted on the wall, though, and I am actively looking... It's hard to look at walls, because you're afraid of all the stuff that's gonna kill you. Funnily enough, it's easier to see stuff at night. Yeah, I mean, in the dark. Let's turn the light. See, so that goes to here. That's the first light, I think. That seems to be the starting point. Let's get the key real quick, just to get out of the way. It's like right here, right? Just open that up. Alright, so I think that lit up this room a bit, which is good. We might finally get the thing that lets you go through that. That one's set. That goes back, so that's we have to go forward on this path. That's fucking daisy chain. I just want to point out how much of a dick they are. I love this. It's so mean. It's the kind of thing that makes me want to make video games myself. It's just the mean thought process that goes into some of this stuff. This level wants you to follow daisy-chained wires along the ceiling. These rooms are full of tripwires on the floor. It's some peak, like, it's like the inherent cruel and sort of comedy element that's like inherent to like From Software games and stuff, and that's what's so funny about those fucking games is that like fucking I love when games are so mean like that. Like, it's not unfair, but it is a dick move. But it's like, it's inherent. The moment I love them because the moment I realize things like that, I'm amused because like I'm getting the joke essentially that the developer is playing on me because they're dickheads. And that's exactly what I would do. Okay. That one's already down. It's not. Oh god. Well, this is where I ended up that one time. Okay, fuck. So that is I think that's a dog tag next to them, which I would like to have, but also they're going to do a murder on me. But I'm also next to a door that I can't open without a bomb, and the act of trying to bomb it will probably attract the monster to me. Let's see. I do have a grenade. That seems like the most reasonable choice right now. I'm also going to want to get out of the way in case he comes at me right now. Is he coming? Sure sounds like it. Yeah, he's in there right now. It went about how I expected. Is this door not open? Oh, I never opened the shortcut. I'm gonna do that real quick because it involves me doing a task on the other side of the room while this fucker is being a dick. Yeah, we're far away from where he should be right now. This is part of what I lost. Oh, there's a fucking dog tag. Okay, there's an incentive structure of this game. Okay, I'm learning things. So that's twice in one room where a pack of rodents are eating a body, and they both have dog tags, so they both have combinations to lockers. They could have important stuff in them, or just lore, but maybe really important, helpful stuff. We don't know if it's mandatory stuff or optional stuff. I lean towards optional, potentially, because it's like a thing you probably need resources to clear. Because I think I can only clear those guys with a weapon. Maybe firing a gun at them makes them scatter, but that would make that'd make the monster come at you. A gas grenade... I don't know if a gas grenade's quiet, actually. But if a gas grenade's quiet, then that might work to clear them out. But then now you can't get to the body because there's gas on it, so that's not great. So you pretty much need... fire, I think, and the question there is like how much fuel are you using in the process of burning a single body, because it might be you might have to use an entire tank worth. I don't know how they handle the other stuff. Let's see. And there's flares, there's I don't know what the stick does. Lighting a stick with a rag on fire might do something if they let you combine those the way I guess that they would, but I don't know if that's actually going to work that way or not. But either way, I need to come here with the resource I'm planning on spending to get the dog tag, because I can't just react to that on the fly. You apparently can't just scare them off by waving a stick at them. Is he gone? I think he might be gone. So here's the door I blew open. This whole place is fucked up. Oh, that's a lot of noise on the floor. I don't like that. How safe is it to do this right now? Never anything in those. Am I doing too well this game? Oh, there's a hiding spot. Faber's lost note. Faber's lost. It's Farber. I corrected myself. I missed the R, so I was like, oh, it's probably Faber when it's spelled without an R, and then I saw the R. I'm like, oh, it's so I'm just correcting myself at a dead end. 12th of July, 1916. Night. Sleepless. Something keeps scratching at the walls. I've heard rats before, of course, but this is different. It's not the subtle, arrhythmic scratch of a rodent. It's louder, steadier. Francois has gone 4 times now to find the source, each time returned with no answers. Perturbed. The men like me. The men like me, who were here during the Roman tunnel incident, we share skittish looks. We dare not say anything for fear of reprimand, but we don't need to say it. We're all thinking the same thing. Later, something just howled. Not something outside the barracks, something in here with us. Like before. It's like before. But the tunnels are still sealed. They're still sealed, but it wasn't enough. All my brothers, court-martialed and gone, and it still wasn't enough. Oh my god, being court-martialed would be great news right now. Actually, I don't know. How does that work? I'm thinking in terms of getting exiled from the just getting exiled from the army, but you might go to prison or something. I mean, it's still better than this. I don't think anything. There's not much that the government can do to you that's worse than what's happening here. So it's fucking lucky if you got kicked out of the army for being a raving lunatic. But unless you got institutionalized, that is pretty fucked up if that happened, because that's a bad era for mental health care stuff. 16th of July. A demon from the tunnels is among us. It's killed Renard. It will kill all of us, unless... For Leroux. For Toussaint. For Neuer. For Nikolai. Ozan Renoir. I will kill it myself. This is why I was not caught. This is my purpose. My revolver is loaded. My will is strong. Oh. Is this 12th of July? Isn't this, yeah, it's 3 days after... Yeah, this is like the farthest in the timeline so far, maybe? 21st of July? Whoa. How long have I been out of it? Okay, it's been like 2 weeks since I got back. Well, 11 days. So yeah, about almost 2 weeks. That's a further timeline than I thought. Okay. So he didn't die immediately after... Or he might have died immediately after that, but that means that he wasn't the guy I found. I was thinking that maybe he was the guy that I found who gave me the revolver, because his revolver's called out in the note, and that's just like efficient storytelling, even though, you know, technically they all have guns. So this has been an active problem for like a while now, and we just woke up and didn't have food and water and so on. Have I been recovering from that explosion for 11 days? Like, I have to be so weak and shitty right now, right? Okay, God, do I remember what I was doing? I'm in a room full of garbage, right? Yeah, the noisy room with stuff on the floor. Okay. I was like, well, the more I get invested in some of these notes, the more I'm like, what was I doing? Because if I can't remember, I'm gonna get really lost in a moment. Right, I just opened this up, which is good. So I got fuel from that. Let's combine these for my own sake, just to give myself more space. Okay. So I'm trying to get deeper in here to find all of the connected switches. Some of them are on and some of them are off. And this is a hiding spot I can potentially use, but I haven't tested their efficacy yet. This room is trash, which makes it hard to hide in also. All sorts of things that might make noise around here. So if he's anywhere nearby, you can't clear this way. I think barrels are dangerous for their noisiness. It's bolted. Stay there. I wonder if, like, gunshot, like, doing a sniper shot during a lightning storm logic works here. Uh-oh. Fuck me. Fuck. Can't get in there. I don't want to push it. Go away. Is it done? Fuck. Fuck. Running out of light. Okay. Might be able to hide under some of this stuff. Okay, good. No response. I'm about to run out of light. Coffee. Dense soup, who cares? Where the fuck am I now? I'm behind the body. All that because of the fucking body. Will they go for it? Faval. Okay. Oh, fuck. Oh, you can't go inside this one. It's a full med kit, and I'm blind. Alright, well, welcome back to me shitting myself. All this for me to try to just make my way to that one room at the end of this area that there's a hole in the wall for, showing that I can get there to just pull that one fucking lever. You can hear him. The problem is that once he's out, you might be able to always hear him, so I don't have a good sense of how close he is and how much I should be worried right now. And once he starts coming after me, it's over. And I have to start this whole sequence over again. He doesn't sound very loud right now, though. Oh god, he sounds really close by. Fuck, it's locked. You did not, game. Don't come in here. I think I need to shoot the lock and run to the fucking closet to close myself in. I think this is my destination. But it's hard to tell. Okay, he's not nearby right now. I don't think. I have a bottle, so I can throw something. That's good. That get him? Is he coming? That one's already down. This is my hiding spot. Is he here right now? How close? I can't tell how close he is ever. He sounds really close right now. Uh-huh. Yep, bad time to do a gunshot. Uh-huh. Oh, those are vent noises, right? I know they're not vents in this game. I'm speaking in terms of like Among Us and Alien Isolation. If I ever say Alien Colonial Marines by accident, I'm so sorry. Alien does not deserve that, but I might fuck up and say that at random. Put that away. We just have to believe in the locker. Okay. It's maybe going away. What's funny is that in some ways there's less tension in moments like these. It's kind of like a moment of resignation where you're like, well, this works or it doesn't. He's back. Okay, vent noises. There's so much tension in my moving around that there's comparatively less tension sometimes when it's just hiding time, because it's like, well, I either did the right thing or I didn't, and I'm gonna die now, or I'm gonna not die now. The officers have fled from Marceau. The officers have abandoned us. They ran from the beast and blew the exit closed behind them. Even Chauvert. They called us cowards and traitors, and worse, hypocrites. Now they've doomed us. Whatever hell we suffer now, it is on them. God will punish them for what they've done. That's awful. That's brutal. Okay. Shit. So all of their doubts were ignored, and then they just fucking guarded them. Yeah, then it's not Sergeant, because Sergeant Joubert is up here. It's SGT, which is what I thought Sergeant was. So SDT stands for something else. I guess, was it, SGT, SDT. I typed SGD, SDT, and the first result is the Amnesia wiki of all things. SDT, Boisseron, it says Soldat. Is that just... So is a Soldat just French for soldier? I think it might be. Oh, Soldat's German. Is it French? Everyone seems more French. In French it also translates as soldier. So it's just, that's just how it's spelled in a bunch of different languages, I think. Okay. So SDT, I think, is just soldier. Or something. Okay. Let's see. Even Joubert. Not Stanford. What's our last notes from him? The person that talked about the yeah. They heard scratching noises. Okay, right. It's incorrect, I think. Maybe. Although it can give us, it can worry us, obviously, because we're relying on this person specifically to give us the code in order for us to get out. Let's see. I will get the arsenal from him. He claimed that he was going to get the code and then give it to us. I'll radio it back to you. Okay, no, it's not wrong. I was thinking maybe the soldier was wrong about what happened to this guy and that he actually, like, sacrificed himself and stayed to get the code, but I think he's forcing the code out of the person or finding some way to get it out of him, having already fled this area, and he's going to signal, and he's going to radio it back in to save us. But only us. Everybody else is just doomed. That's why we need to get the radio for, because he's gone. That makes more sense about what's going on there. Okay. We've made it pretty far in here. We're doing alright. I can feel good about some of this. Hope he doesn't come in here, though. Wait, do I have a hiding spot if he comes in here? Okay. The last one is down. That's the hole in the wall, and we know that it loops back around, so that should be literally all of them now. There's more gas. More supplies in general. There's no reason to grab a shittier medkit if I have a better one here, I guess. I want the fuel. At this point I just don't need this many bandages overall. Make sure I grab the fuel. What is that? A flare. That could come in handy. I might even more directly need it just to get out of here at all. Ah. Having to pick sucks, but I do have other healing items and relatively fewer flares. I'm really hoping that he doesn't freak out for me dropping items of your inventory, because I might be doing myself here a little bit. Oh god. Now I need to get back out of here, and I don't really know the route, so that's scary. I'm hoping I can open a... Okay, shit. Yep. Okay, so I made a note that there was a western and southern... I'll just call them cardinal directions, whether that makes sense or not, but like left and bottom. I was wondering if you do the left door out of the barracks, and it seems like you can't, because it looks like the rubble that's covering that hallway covers that part. So the only way out is to go all the way back the way we came, the entire way. And at that point, I think I want to go back to the base, if I can make it back, store all the items I found so far, put it, and then turn on the generator so I can run back in to reach the communications room, which is all stuff we've largely figured out at this point. So... And it looks like these guys have moved here again, so I can't get past them because they're back on the body, the little fuckers. My scary thing is that if he does come nearby, I don't know how I'm gonna get away. Did I pick up the flare? My best chance is just to hope that the flare is good enough as an emergency item to get me out. Okay, I'm in the tunnel that's south of the barracks. Yeah, I'll just stick to cardinal directions and assume that they make sense even if they don't, because then I can communicate clearly what I mean in direction-wise. So I think we're gonna be in the barracks now. If I can go straight into the right. I'm not hearing noises right now. There's the opposite barracks. This is the front door. The map door is going to be on the right, stairs on the left. Okay. Doing okay. This is where the explodey barrel was. Oh, he's walking around. He's getting louder. Following me? Motherfucker, is he ahead of me? Come on. Up here and to the left. Wait, no, Edmund's right here. What am I doing? Fuck you. 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 Okay, motherfucker. Wait, I don't put fuel here. There's too much of it. Medkit, bottle. Oh, you're right. The circle gets smaller because it's just circling the individual room I'm going for. See, I went through here. And all the way through here. This is where I had to shoot a lock. And then in here. Hi. Yeah. So this is the big messy room. There's a vent down here that I could potentially open if I get the thing. I don't know where it goes. There's nothing on the map. Unless, like, part of this is carved off, and it's like, that's the part that doesn't... Like, maybe the walls aren't listed here? There's something there. It might be just a reward for remembering that location once you have that tool, maybe? But hard to say. A few more of these for my pile. Back up to 7 fuels, which is pretty good. Pretty sure I checked all these already. Okay, so I almost want to sort this screen. You can't even sort. What if I do 2 sticks? You can't even like drag them around to sort them. I guess it's because they think you want to combine stuff when you drag things around. See, I have meat, I have med kit. It should just be a straight shot into there. I don't know if I can even go into security at some point. You might have to blow it open. Which might be worth doing. Right now, I think I just need to flip the switch and just run straight into communication. The concern is that it might make noise. I'm gonna get a transmission of some sort, so that's my worry. So I might get trapped in there and just have to like lock the door. But at least at the moment, if I save, I overall have a very clean objective. I can just make a run for it and see if things work out. And then if things don't work out, I can iterate on what happened. I think I'm just gonna have to go for it. Oh, there's no fuel in this at all right now. Right, because I used some last time. Well, it's nice of them to give me 2 more this time. That's another 2. That's another 2 again. Okay. Let us fucking go. You're so noisy. This doesn't even seem like a loud floor situation. It seems like it's a dirty floor. That particular hallway looks like it's got a dirt-covered floor, like it'd make less noise. So I don't want to run because I think it will sometimes come at you. I already opened this door. Can't see shit. Can't open that up without like shooting it. Fuck. Why isn't it working? Do I have to shoot that? Is that like the rest of the device or something? I'm gonna risk it. We'll see what happens. It's much better if I fucking land my shots, god damn it. This might end badly. Can't believe I missed a shot. God damn it. I don't know. I thought I flipped all the switches. Oh man. Hi. Rude. Okay, so don't stay in the locker next to the gunshot. That's a little too close, perhaps. Okay, something's wrong. But I didn't get a chance to learn if it's what I think it is. There is a big open chunk in the device. So I'm thinking that maybe you need to, like, open the fucking thing. It's a little bit of a struggle because it's just like, it's guesswork what they want you to do at that point. I'm not sure what to make of that. Let's see. Well, I think the smartest thing to do is just try again, but this time when I shoot the thing, run away, and not try hiding directly next to it. That does make me somewhat leery about using power. I think we want to just go in there, shoot the thing. But how effectively can I run away if there's no light? I just don't want to use so much power because, like, I don't want to act. I inherently don't want to cause a hide from the monster segment while the power's on, because that you lose a lot of time waiting for the monster to leave. But I kind of want to go in, shoot the lock, and then just take off. Maybe even run all the way back here if I need to, just to save the power. Then I can go back in stealthily to actually retrieve whatever was inside of the locker, and that'll teach me whether or not it's what I need to get past the thingy. Like, it could be that it's the contents of my fucking sentence died. It just fell apart. I just ceased speaking correctly. But yeah, there's a big opening in the portable radio telegraph device thing. It's probably a telegraph, and that might be in the cabinet, is what I'm hoping. So that's what I want to check. Let's see. Let's try going in there. Load a bullet. There we go. Just refreshing my shots. Alright, and this time I won't miss the first shot, so that'll be nice. That only made things worse by making so much more noise, I'm sure. Oops. I guess I'll save with the, my gun reloaded. I'm getting more used to running around in the dark, obviously. Hope this thing that was cover at one point is now obliterated. Here we go. Oh, the jump scare this time was the loading gate. Okay, there is a helpful guiding emergency light at the end, so I don't have to use a light right now, actually. Yeah, frustratingly, I feel like I followed the entire sequence. Okay, bit of a conundrum. If he jumps straight in the vent, then he'll show up behind me and, like, next to me and come out there, which is what kills you if you are hiding in the locker, potentially. If he's within a certain distance, he might just walk here, which means he'll come in through the fucking door and there's nowhere to hide. So that's a worry. I'm gonna see if I can wait for him to get quiet, hopefully, but I don't know. Okay, he got quiet. What does it say? It's information that I can keep in my brain forever. 14th of May, 1916. I have spoken to no one of what's written in those texts, I swear it. But now LaRue comes out of the tunnels claiming to have seen things described in them. My rational mind cannot accept that this might be coincidence, nor can it accept the alternative. I have to tell the others what's written in these texts. Tell them. Warn them. 18th of May. They've punished LaRue for speaking out of what he saw, and now Renard has sent for me. I'm sure I am to be punished as well. We're stuck between the Germans in front of us, High Command behind us, and some other horrible force that seems to lurk in the shadows all around us. I fear we are now truly beyond God's reach. 20th of May, 1916. I've been locked in Delpy's cells for the past 2 nights. Renard's punishment for me speaking about the texts. Nightmare after nightmare there. Dreams of darkness, seductive darkness, voices there, welcoming thee. I returned to my bunk and was met with men, all of whom now have tales to tell. Nikolai Farber. Phew! Holschbeck. I don't know how to pronounce that one. And it's brave to assume I knew how to pronounce them so far. They're all hearing things, dreaming things. Nights are now spent in the grip of fear that crawls up the spine and digs its claws behind the eyes, piercing mind and soul. But after what happened to LaRue and me... But what happened to LaRue... LaRue and me... none dare speak to the officers. Not even to Jaubert. And worse, raids are beginning again. I'm to go tomorrow night. This is months ago. Like, there was hints of how bad things were gonna potentially get, like, a long time ago, which is a little worrying. 23rd of May. Back from the raid. Can't sleep. Shells falling. The soles of my boots are worn thin. My feet bloody and blistered. Lost too many out there. I feel trapped. Last night the entire barracks was awakened by the sound of the tunnel. Nightly they grow louder. When I slept I dreamt of the other worlds, of pain wrapped in ecstasy. This morning we were all as ghosts. Things cannot continue this way. I will enter the tunnel and see if I can find some way to end this. For all our sakes. And this part's locked up? Like somebody read it and specifically hid it? That's all that's in here, though? Are you serious? Is this top part open? Nope. That's all that's in there? Really? I don't hear anything coming, surprisingly. Must have just not been nearby. I guess I nailed that timing-wise. Getting closer, though. Oh shit, I think he's coming. It's hard to know. Okay, it got quiet again. The good news is, got some lore. Bad news is, didn't fucking learn what's wrong. Is he right fucking there? I'm probably gonna die. Hi. Nope, can't run past that. Ah, dead ends are mean. Okay, so the contents of that locker do not tell me what's wrong. It's just more story. Brutal. Okay. Fuck. So I just need to go right back to tracing the entire sequence of things and find which one's currently fucked up. I might need to just put some more fuel in the thing to give myself a chance, because it's just so hard to see. And if I move faster, I might be able to, like, since I've been everywhere once now, I can probably move pretty quickly on, like, just the straight goal of just quickly trying to go everywhere for this purpose. Let's see. I'm hoping that I can just, like, quickly trace the entire line, find where the lever is I haven't flipped yet. And hope for the best. We are getting a tad into the series of, like, deaths that you can have in this kind of game that, like, kind of does demystify the threat a little bit, and you become a little more immune to, like, the monster. This is why it's so good to have a game like Soma be narratively upsetting, because the monster will eventually become a bit less of a deterrent, and you start just kind of moving. That's the first one, right? This is the last one. Does not currently work. So I need to just do them in sequence, I guess, to figure out which one's currently not doing it right. Don't love this. Is he gonna come into the light? There it is. Cross all the way through there. Goes to that, which is down. Enters this room, where this one is down. Okay, this is new. What's this bit of story? What is that? Oh. So I thought this was one continuous chain. It's 3 different things of power. And if you shut off this one, these will switch off, for example. So I'm not sure where this one is, but we know the power works in the front of the place, so we're good there. And this one's just the mess hall. I've been there. So this next area here has 3 switches. The last one's the one in the room. So this is the one I saw in the hole. There's one in here specifically. Like after the lock I shot, it's straight ahead. Let's just get there as fast as possible. It's down. What's wrong then? Kill me! Kill me to death! Oh my fucking god. Are you serious? I want to scream. All these health items. I swear to fucking god, are you serious? It's moments like this I'm really happy I record Let's Plays, because at least that's like... At least this incredibly frustrating and funny thing happened on camera. So people can enjoy it. Because fuck you, man. God damn it. God damn it. I went all the way there and didn't quite pull it all the way down. And didn't catch that. God damn it. Alright. Well, now we know the problem. It's extremely funny. It's extremely funny. It's just really terrifying, especially because it's not just time lost, but like resources lost in the process of my fuck-uppery. Alright.
To anyone left, the code is 3. 5, 0, 4.
3504, 3504. It's a good time to grab this journal. Well, really quick, did it show up anywhere? Okay, no, 3504. It's in my thing. I don't need to grab my journal. Never mind. Put my journal back. And don't knock over coffee cup. Okay. I don't know why I thought I'd have to write it down. I just reflex took over. Alright, so I have locker code and I have the arsenal code. So we did it. We beat this area. Now the question is just how do you get into security, potentially? Because that might be useful.
I hope that you can hear me. I hope that you can forgive me. The arsenal code is 3, 5, 0.
3504. Okay. This is the last scary dark hallway that I can't seem to light up. Oh, this door is open now. Did he break it? Thank you. That was nice of him. Aw, big monster daddy is just here to help me out, man. Oh, is this where I was supposed to get? This is where I find out that fucking... Okay. That's funny. So this is supposed to point me to Goff's, or Jeff, I don't know. Point me to Goff's, bunk to find the communications key, but I found it by just walking around and exploring. That explains why there is a photo of these, as it's a puzzle. Yep, Marceau and Goff were both here right by the door, but I found it on my own by seeing the glimmering key, thankfully. Whew! So that saved me some time there, otherwise this would have been how I found that. I would have had to figure out how to get into here, which I might have had to explode. I might have had to blow it up to get there. I feel like this door was locked originally. I think he broke it by just kind of like flipping out, which is extremely helpful of him. Thank you. Or did I throw a grenade at this place, then have to leave and then forget what I accomplished? Because that would be extremely funny, but I don't know. Either way. So Soldat Goff, my friend, after the tunnel sabotage, they're increasing security everywhere. I've been commanded to lock the door to communications, but between you and me, I'm gonna keep a copy of the key in my bunk in the barracks. You never know when such a thing might come in handy. Soldat Goff. It is surprising that his secret hiding spot was putting the key in the little tub at the end of his thing, where it would just be easily spotted, and that's how I found it. If they wanted to make the puzzle more mandatory, you would think that maybe they would put the, you would think that maybe they would put it, like, under his pillow. Like, earlier I picked up somebody's pillow and thought, oh, they might hide things under these. But, you know, it would be exhausting to check all of them manually because there's dangers around. So you kind of would think they would put that there. Let's see. But anyway, that's a little note. So now just the message about the armory, the arsenal is pinned. So the other pin was removed. So this is your quest log, essentially, is that your codex entry tells you where the really important codex entries that gave you the context for how to continue. So we did all this just to gain access to the arsenal. The arsenal is where we're going to get the bombs, but they said the plunger handle is all the way down in the Roman caves, which is awful news. Fuck that. I don't want to go into the Roman caves, but of course that's where you'd have to go. That's inevitably like where the final-ish confrontation would be. That said, I don't think we know where they are. They keep being referenced. I don't remember if they've actually said which specific thing that they hid not hid, where they put the where they found the cave and where it's connected. Okay, so now I just need to make my back. I got more fuel that makes up for the exact amount of fuel that I lost. That's good. And I got a bunch of healing kits, which are less exciting. Just make it back safely. I have all the fuel, which is the thing I want the most of, generally speaking. I might as well just run. I actually feel a little bad. I use twice as much fuel as I need to do, basically. It's a bit of a womp womp. But, you know, this is all based on me fucking up in the first place, so, like, it's not like... Might as well... Uh-oh. No. The way that turns off every time is very funny. I don't like it. It's the opposite of funny. it's what I'm saying funny, but I don't actually mean that's funny. I mean it's not funny. It's not funny at all, actually. Let's keep moving because we're still on the clock for the current tank. Let's see. So the arsenal's at the end of this hallway. So it's probably been locked this whole time based on that then. That's the... I keep mixing this up with the other spot. Here. So, Laval. Six, 4, 7, 3. A gas mask. Hello. For the protection of the lungs and eyes during a gas attack, usage reduces peripheral vision and hearing, of course. Like, that is always terrifying inherently, as you have to deal with the fact that, like, you're losing vision and hearing, which means you're less aware in the horror game about needing awareness to do anything, and that's terrifying. But this means I can use gas to clear things out. So hopefully the monster is vulnerable to gas, because maybe the gas grenade can be used then to repel the monster, but then you can survive in the gas, and it gives you a zone that's temporarily safe. Makes things like that gas tank make more sense now, because you can hide in it. And that's interesting to have as an option. But also might work against, like, rats and things. It also might just be that there's just a fucking level full of gas, and you just need it to even proceed. Which means that it's technically, like, a tax on your inventory space. You just, like, lost an entire inventory slot. Which would suck. And I guess some of that depends on how much they intend it to be a... Oh, how am I doing on... Okay. Nope. Just had the thought process of like, oh right, I should go back down there real quick, ignore my other current goals, just run back down there, throw this meat at the monster out there. Throw this meat at the creatures. The rats. Because there's another body that they're all eating, and I want that one's tagged too. Because who knows what's behind that. It could be really helpful. Because for all we know, that gas mask is like a really helpful item that's technically optional or something. Okay. Come here, fuckers. Fuck you! It's here. It was right next to me. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I don't know if you can outrun it or not. I'm not psyched. Okay, no, we're right here. Alright, whose code was that? Thankfully, my pause screen has photographic memory. Alright, that was a bit better use of my gas, at least. I got another value out of it. 1633 at Barden. Hello. Just one ammo, one healing. That's not that good. Oh, fuck me. Uh-oh. Fuck you, it was right there. He was right there. God, you never get a good look at him either. He's just there to taunt you, make you nervous. Alright, I officially have a lot of fucking health kits. A lot of health kits. Alright, and sticks. I don't even know what those are for. Let's see. There is a nice shelf here. I think it's time to do some relaxed... Oh. If I mash my face into here, will they drop onto the shelf? Oh, that's nice. Look at that. There we go. We can develop a system here. We are not beasts. We are men. There we go. And these bottles are a silly item to have so many of them just stacked there. These bottles can be down here. No, they cannot, apparently. Cool. Alright. Med kit. Okay. Not where I was aiming, but okay. It just does not like the shelf. Okay. I wish you could just place things by hand, but it won't let you drag things that you can pick up. You can only drag things that you can't pick up. Ah! Who put this lantern not directly above the table? It's a hazard. This could become my bottle spot. I'm so normal. They just... Oh, I don't like that they make noise. Noisemakers need to go in the thingy. Is this my bottle spot? I'm engaging in normal Yay, bottle spot! Oh, I'm so normal. Look at my normal behavior. I actually do kind of, like, dig the idea of having, like, supplies that are organized around your base. So it's like down here is all my fuel. It is kind of more satisfying to have, like, a little, like, nest. Wow, you really cannot step... This is how I died for the first time. Look how dickish this game is. You can't walk over this much. There's no, like, smooth collision corners to make you safer. You have to go all the way around the tip of the fucking stairs? Wow. I definitely died in a way that, like, a normal person wouldn't have in that situation because they could have just stepped over the stupid fucking thing. Let's see. That was so satisfying how it just, like, slid across that counter into its spot, too. Okay, so the bottles are in a spot. You almost wonder if, like, this was, like, a version of the game at some point. Alright, so that's a perfectly open amount of inventory space. I don't need to agonize over that anymore. Save. There we go. There's a satisfying end to episode 2.